evening and welcome back to New Year, New Yoga here in the BiGDUG's studios for what's going to be our last session of January. But don't worry, we're back again in February, but at different times, so on a Tuesday at 6 p.m. and then we're going to try a lunchtime session from 12:30. But just keep a check on our YouTube page, Facebook page for any more details. But let's get started. So bring yourself onto your mat then with your feet about hip width apart, softening off the knees, taking a deep breath in through the nose, really reaching up, palms together, and exhale past the heart. So inhale and exhale. 3 more then. Inhale and exhale. Last 2. Bringing the hands down by the sides for me. So just checking that those feet are about hip width apart, knees are nice and soft. We're just going to take a sway side to side. Just loosening up through the body. Head follows the hands and arms. Just relaxing as you go. Breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Bringing it back into center for me. From here, keeping those knees soft, take a deep breath in, bring the shoulders up to the ears, exhale them back. So inhale, ears to shoulders, and back. Inhale, and exhale. Let's take it in reverse. So bring those shoulders up and forward. 2 more then. Inhale them up, exhale forward, and last one. And just give the arms a shake for me. Take a breath in again, reach those arms up before forward folding all the way down towards the floor. So as close as you can get and just straightening off those feet. And from here, once again, rocking forward and backward. Remembering if you need to, you can rest those hands on the shins or just on the thighs. Just make sure you're not pressing against the knees. Forward and back. Just creating a slight stretch in the hamstrings in the back of the leg. And bringing it back into still for me then. Just let that upper body hang, softening through the knees. And from here, inhale halfway. So you can rest the hands on the shins, tailbone presses up. Exhale, round it down then. So inhale halfway. Exhale, round it down. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Last 2. Exhale. Inhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Just let all that tension go. Just holding here for me. So from here, taking that right hand across to the left foot or lower leg as you stretch that left arm up. Just giving a slight twist through that body. Knees stay soft if that feels good. Inhale to bring that left hand down to the right foot as the right arm rises up. Switching sides again then. Right hand to left foot. Left arm rises. And one more time. Left hand to right foot. Right arm rises. And then from here, bringing both hands back down to the floor for me and bringing yourself onto all fours into that tabletop position. So making sure then those knees are under the hips, wrists are under the shoulders and fingertips are open. From here then, inhale forward, dipping that back, pressing the tailbone up, shoulders draw towards the back. Exhale, chin drops to chest, belly pulls in. Inhale forward. Exhale round. 3 more then. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale forward. Exhale round. Just holding that cat position. Pressing down through the palms. Pulling the belly in, chin drop into the chest. And and then return into that regular tabletop position for me. And then from here, pushing the weight of the bum back towards the right heel, circling around to the left, and just bringing it forward. Circling around, so inhaling forward and exhaling backwards. Just as big a circle as you feel comfortable with. And just reverse that circle then, so taking it back to the left heel first, right heel, and forward. Just breathing in as you come forward, and out as you go backwards. And bringing it back into centre for me then. So back into that tabletop position. Just draw those big toes together, take the knees to the outside edge of the mat, and push the weight back towards the heels as you slide the hands down to bring you into child's pose. So if you want to, you can stay on the forearms, that's fine if that feels comfortable. Or you can just bring the forehead down and just relax through the shoulders. Whichever feels good for you today. Breathing in and breathing out. And then when you're ready, let's return ourselves back into that tabletop position. So straightening off those knees for me. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see me a little bit better. So fingertips point together, and we're just going to take a rock side to side, just to release some of that tension in the wrists and the forearms, and just give them a nice stretch. So elbows stay soft. Just going as far as your body lets you. And then bringing it back into centre for me. From here, we're going to turn the fingers to face towards the body. Now don't worry if they don't go all the way around, just take them as far as you can. Fingertips are open, and you're just going to give a gentle sway forwards and backwards. So inhaling forward and exhaling backwards. Remembering not to force anything. And bringing it back into still for me. So turn the fingers to point away from the body. So in their normal position then. Still with the fingertips open, just rock forwards and backwards. Last time then. And bringing it back into still. So keeping that right hand on the floor with the right fingers open, I just want you to place the back of that left hand onto the mat. Keeping the weight in that right hand for me. We're just going to give a rock forward and backward. So this time then we're stretching out through the back of that left hand. So again, just taking it as far as you feel comfortable with. One more then, so inhale forward, exhale backwards. Coming back into centre, let's turn that left hand down, make sure the fingers are open. Turn the back of that right one to the floor, pressing down through that left hand, taking it forwards then, and backwards. So inhale forward, exhale backwards. So we're just trying to relieve any tension and stress that's held in the hands and wrists. If you spend all day on a computer or you use a tablet or a phone a lot, tend to hold a lot of stress in our wrists and hands, and they definitely don't get enough stretching. And bringing it back into centre, turn that hand over for me and sitting it back onto the heels or staying on the knees if that's uncomfortable for you. Just give the hands a little bit of a open and close here and shake the wrists out. So from here then we're going to take that right arm up and you're going to give it a bend, and you can just ease it back with the left hand, or if you feel a little bit more flexible, bring that right hand to the front of the left shoulder, link the fingers and lift the chin up. If you drop the chin, you're going to take that stretch off the tricep. So keeping the chin up, try not. Remembering if this is too much, just give a gentle press to the top of that arm. and release it off. Just give it a shake. Let's take it to the other side. So left arm goes up and either bends with a little bit of a press back. We can bring the left hand to the front of the right shoulder, link the fingers and lift the chin up. Try not to hold your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Two more breaths here then. And then release it off. Just give a little bit of a shake again. And we're going to come back into that tabletop position for me. So you should be used to this one by now. Knees underneath the hips and wrists underneath the shoulders. We're just going to step that right foot forward. So just check for me then. Right knee is above the right ankle. As you slide that left knee back. And just untuck the foot if that feels comfortable to place the front of that left foot on the floor. You're just going to feel a press down through that left hip. So you can either leave the hands on the floor, if that feels all you're comfortable with today, or you can bring them up above the knee, or if you want to add a little something else in, bring them to cactus. So we're going to bring them to that L shape either side of the shoulders, and you're just going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then from here, slowly to the count of 5, we're going to bring the hands and forearms together. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, pressing the forearms and palms together. Just lift them up slightly. Bring them back down, open them back up, and squeeze those shoulder blades. Remembering to still press down through that left hip. Inhale, let's bring them together again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press them together and lift up if that feels comfortable. Release them back down, open them back up for the last time then, really squeezing those shoulder blades, sinking into that left hip, and bring them back together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press them together, lift those hands up, and we're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7. So remember to keep grounding through that right foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and on the 1, bring the hands to either side of that right foot for me, if they're not already there. Push the weight back, just to try and straighten out this right leg. Now, if you feel that you're comfortable with a slight bend, that's fine. Otherwise, sit it all the way back onto that left heel for me. Chest is nice and lifted, right foot is flexed. So gaze is forward. Inhale then to drop that right foot back down. Just check that knees over the ankle. Place both hands to the inside edge of the right foot. So right hand is going to stay on the floor as the left one rises up. So you're going to press that right forearm into the lower right leg as that leg presses back. Now if you don't feel comfortable lifting that left arm up, just leave it on the floor, it's fine. Inhale to return that left hand back to the mat, fingers are open, as that right one stretches up and gazes up to the fingertips if that feels good. Or you can look to the floor. 2 more breaths here then. Before inhaling to return both hands to the inside edge of that right foot, push the bum back a little bit to allow you to step that right knee back. So we're back in tabletop then, before stepping the left one forward. Can't just do the one side. So left knee over left ankle, ease that right knee back, untuck the toes if you feel good with that. And then hands to the floor, above the knee, or bring them back into that goal post. So L shape either side, squeeze the shoulder blades, drop down into that right hip. From here, squeeze together then for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press them together and lift up for me. Lower them back down. Open up. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Chin stays off that chest as you gaze forward. Bring them back in then for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press and lift. Drop them back down. Open them up. Squeeze those shoulder blades. One more then. Bring them in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press them together and lift up then for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands down either side of that left foot then as you sit the weight back, and again either in that lift with a little knee bend or sitting it back onto that right heel, your choice. Keeping that left foot flexed, chest is lifted, heart shines forward. 2 more breaths here then. And then when you're ready, drop that left foot back down, bring both hands to the inside edge. So that left little finger is going to be touching that left foot as you reach that right one up towards the ceiling. So fingertips point up, left arm presses into the left lower leg. And then when you're ready, inhale to bring that right hand down, right fingers stay open, left arm stretches up. So we're creating a little bit of a twist through the body. Press down through that palm. And then as you inhale, return both hands to the inside edge of that left foot. Push the bum back a little bit and step that left foot back. So left knee and right knee are both on the mat again before tucking the toes and coming up into downward facing dog. So remembering, if you need to, you can keep the knees nice and soft. Fingers stay open. Belly stays pulled in, hips are high. From here, stay in down dog as you come up onto the toes to stretch through the fronts of the feet. And then exhale to drop those heels down as far as you can. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more then. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale and stay on those toes for me before exhaling that right leg up towards the ceiling. So pointing that toe, pressing down through the palms, holding here. And you can stay here, or you can bend that left knee for me, staying up on the toes, and drop that right foot to the outside edge of that left foot. So left little toe and right little toe are next to each other. So that left leg's got a bend, the right one's straight. Or you can just stay in 3-legged dog. From here, as you press through the toes on that left foot, lift that right leg back up into that 3-legged dog if you're not already there, before stepping it through into that high lunge on the right side. So turn that back foot, press through the right heel and come up to warrior one for me. So front knee is over the front ankle, gaze is forward and hands lift above the head. Exhale to drop the arms to shoulder level as you twist to the left, before dropping the back hand and raising the front one up into reverse warrior. So aiming to slide that back hand down the thigh. From here then, as you inhale, take that right forearm above the right knee as the left arm rises up. 2 more breaths then. Before returning back to warrior two, and then back into warrior one. Hands come back up overhead before stepping that left foot forward and bringing you into extended mountain pose. From here, forward fold all the way down or as close as you can to the floor before jumping or stepping it back into that high plank. Inhale to lift the hips and drop the heels down. And once more, we're going to come up onto the toes before exhaling that left leg up this time then. So pointing the toes towards the ceiling, staying on the toes then of that right foot, bend the right knee and drop that left foot to the outside edge of the right one. So just holding here, belly stays pulled in. 2 more breaths. Before pressing through the toes on that right foot to lift that left leg back up again into the air. Pointing the toe, and then when you're ready, stepping or swinging that left leg through, turning the right one and coming up to warrior one. So sinking it down into that left knee is above the left ankle. Drop the arms to shoulder level as you twist to the right. So from here then, back hand drops, front hand rises. Gazes up to those top fingers. Before left forearm drops above that left knee as the right arm rises up. So you can either look directly to the floor, or if you want to, you can look up to those top fingers, wherever you feel more comfortable. And then when you're ready, inhale, press through that left foot to return yourself into warrior two. From here, warrior one, and then step that right foot forward for me. So staying in that extended mountain pose, really reach up, feeling the stretch through the belly as you exhale to swan dive it all the way down towards the floor. So feet are still about hip width apart. Bend the knees and rise all the way back up to extended mountain pose. Exhale to dive. Inhale, bend the knees and rise up. Exhale, dive. Two more then, bend and rise. Exhale, dive. Last one, bend and rise all the way back up. And dive it all the way back down for me then. So from here, we're going to take the hands together behind the back and clasp the fingers together, keeping the feet about hip width apart and knees soft. Just hold in here for me, before lifting those arms up as high as you feel comfortable with today. So either a couple of inches, or just letting them drop over the head, just feeling that stretch through the shoulders. And if it feels good, you can take a sway side to side. You don't have to. And then bringing it back into center if you were giving it a little bit of a sway. Bend the knees and rise all the way up to standing cobra. So press the hands down and away. Chin lifts off the chest. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale to fold. Just drop those arms over or lift them up. Inhale, bending the knees a lot to rise up. Press the hands down and away. And fold for me. Just lifting the arms. One last time, bend and rise up on the inhale. Press the hands down. And then from here, as you exhale, drop the gaze to forward as you bring the hands to the side, palms face out, and just close the eyes for me. So we're just going to connect to the breath as you breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Eyes remain closed and breath remains long and deep. Each time you exhale, just try and let go of any tension that may be in the body. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. 2 more breaths here then. And this time as you inhale, hands come back up overhead as you open up the eyes. Really reach it up for me. We're going to take hold of that left wrist. We're just going to take a sway over to that right side. And if you want to, you can give a little bit of a pull on that left wrist just to feel that stretch through that left side. You don't have to, you can just stay in that fold over to the side. Inhale back to center. Let's swap wrists, grab onto the right and just take it over to that left side and give a little pull to that right wrist if you want to. Keep those knees nice and soft. Inhale back to center, switch again. Left wrist is being pulled over to that right side or just held onto. Back into center. And one last time. Switch over, grab onto the right wrist and give it a little bit of a pulse. Keeping that breath coming in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Return it back to center and open both hands right to the ceiling before forward folding all the way back down. And from here, if you just move those feet closer together so the big toes are touching, if that is a little bit too close, you can leave them a little bit further apart if you need to. Upper body hangs nice and loose as you bend the knees enough to rest the belly or the chest onto the thighs for me. So just let that upper body hang in that ragdoll position. We're just going to hold here, grounding through the feet, relaxing through the upper body. If you do feel a little bit unstable in this position and you want to, you can always use a yoga block just to rest the hands on, or a cushion or anything that you've got available. So it just gives you that little bit of extra stability. 2 more breaths here then. And then when you're ready, on the exhale, you're going to bring the knees back down to the mat for me, back into that tabletop position. So making sure the fingers stay open and the wrists are underneath the shoulders. Extend that right foot out and tuck the toes on the right. And just give a gentle press to that right heel. Hips face down, belly stays pulled in, palms ground into the mat for me. And then when you're ready, leaving the left hand down and turning that left leg onto an angle. Extend that right arm up. Right leg stretches across the floor. So we're into a type of gait variation here. And from here then, on the inhale, lift that right leg up as high as you feel comfortable with, flexing the foot. So don't worry if it only lifts a few inches, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to drop it to the floor. Slowly lift it up and lower. So slow and controlled. Lift and lower. 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift it up and hold it up. And give a pulse here then for 10. 9. So tiny movement. 8, 7, 6. Still pressing down through that left hand. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it to the floor. Bring the right hand and right knee back down then. Returning yourself back into that tabletop position. And then extend that left foot out. Tuck the toes on the left. And give a press to that left heel. Remembering to keep the fingers open on the hands. And grinding through those palms. So then when you're ready, turn that right foot or that right leg. Right hand stays down. Left one stretches up as that left foot stretches across the floor. And then on the inhale, lift that left foot up or left leg up, flexing the foot, and just drop it down to the mat. So lift it up and lower. So slowly and controlled, lift and lower, pressing down through the palm, lift and lower. Last one, we're going to leave it up on the lift and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Drop the foot down. Return that left hand and left knee back into the mat then for me. So when you're ready, just making sure that the wrists are under the shoulders again and knees are under the hips. You're going to extend that right arm and left leg out. Now you can stay here with it. We can draw them together under the body, extend them out, and then from here, right arm goes to the right, left leg goes to the left, into a sort of ninja kick, and then bring them back to center. So draw them under, extend, kick out, center. So under, extend, kick out, center. 2 more. Under, extend, kick out, center. Last one. Under, extend, kick out, center. Drop that right hand down, followed by the left knee. So remembering, if you need to on that one, you can just keep tucking underneath the body. You don't need to take them out to the side. But if you are, let's extend the left arm and right leg out. Pull them together under the body. Extend them out. Right leg to right side, left arm to left side. Come under, extend, out to the side, center. Under, extend, out to the side, center. 2 more. Under, extend as you take them out to the side. Try not to dip over to one side or the other. Last one. Trying to keep nice and stable. And drop that left hand down. drop the right knee back down, tuck the toes, and come once more into downward facing dog for me. Just keeping those hips nice and high. Aiming to press the heels to the floor, keeping the knees soft if you need to. And then just pedaling through the legs, bending those knees one at a time. If it feels good, you can take the hips side to side, whatever you feel comfortable with. Just loosening up through the body for me. And bringing it back into still here then. Just holding here. Before rolling it through into that high plank for me there. So you may find that you might need to just alter where the hands are. Wrists need to be underneath the shoulders, pressing down through the palms. Remembering if you need, you can always drop to the knees. Don't worry. Otherwise staying up. From here, inhale to lift the hips, drop the heels back down into downward facing dog. Roll it through into that high plank. So belly stays pulled in, spine is in neutral. Inhale, lift and drop those heels downward facing dog. Roll it through, high plank. One more then, inhale, lift. Downward facing dog here for me then. 2 more breaths in your recovery pose. And then from here, you're going to walk the hands back towards the feet to bring you into a forward fold. And don't worry if you need to bend those knees whilst you do that. And then once you're back to the toes, inhale halfway again. So remember, if you need, just rest those hands on the shins. Exhale to round it down. Walk it back out into that high plank. So slowly and carefully, once you get to your high plank or down to your knees, whichever, press through the palms, pull the belly in. Let's walk it back one more time then. So lifting those hips as you walk the hands slowly back towards the feet. And once they get there, inhale halfway. Exhale, round it down for me. And walk it out one more time. Back into that high plank. And then wherever you are in high plank or low plank, we're going to come back into that extended child's pose for me. Forgot where we were going then for a few minutes. So you can either keep the knees close together or you can take them apart to allow you to sink a little bit deeper into the mat. So whichever you feel more comfortable with, knees together or keeping them extended out. Just relaxing through those shoulders. And then from here, we're just going to slide the hands across the floor to bring us down to flat on our belly. So whichever way you need to get there, bring yourself all the way down. And once you're there, extend the arms out in front of you. And you can either rest the side of the face on the floor, or the forehead, or the nose, whichever's more comfortable. So we're going to come into Pilates Swimmer then. So you can either lift the arms off the floor or the legs off the floor, or both at the same time. So when you're ready, inhale to lift whichever up you feel comfortable with, and we're just going to swim. So alternate arms and legs, belly stays pulled in, gaze is down and towards the mat for me, keeping that neck nice and long, glutes are engaged. Don't worry if you can't do both. 4 more here, 3, 2, 1, and just relax it down. Just make sure the shoulders relax, upper body sinks into the mat. 1 more then, inhale it up and swim for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just relax it back down for me. Just breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And then when you're ready, I want you to come over onto your left side for me. So you can either stay on your forearm, or if you find it a little bit more comfortable, you can just come down onto the floor and just prop your head up using that left hand. We're just going to draw the knees up slightly. So I want you to keep the hips stacked on top of one another. So to do it, just place that right hand on the top. Feet are together. I don't want you to roll forward or backwards. You're just going to open those knees slightly and drop them back down. So open and close. So in our clam, that's 3 and lower. So we're engaging through the glute muscles of the bum. Try not to roll backwards or forwards. If you need to, you can always place that right hand just in front of you to give you a little bit of balance. We don't need to open those knees too far. We've got 5 more then. So 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. So this time then you're going to leave the knees together. We're just going to take those knees back slightly so that they're a little bit behind our hips. You're going to keep the knees together this time. Place that right hand on the floor and just lift that upper foot off and drop it back down. So you're going to lift it as high as you feel comfortable with and lower. So lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. We've got 3 more then. Lift and lower. Last 2. Lift. So making sure that you're not rocking forwards or backwards. Last one and lower. So we're going to switch sides then. So just switch over onto the right side this time, in whichever way you feel comfortable moving around. And again, you can either stay up on the forearm, just bring it down a little bit further. Just draw those knees up a little bit for me, making sure hips are stacked on top, shoulders are stacked on top, feet stay together. Just open those knees a little bit and drop them back down. So open and close. You should feel, if you were to put the hand on the back of the bum, you should feel those glute muscles engaging as you open and close. So it doesn't have to be too far. Open and close. So 4 more. That's 3, 2, last one. Leave those knees together. Just move those knees a little bit further back if they're too far forward. Stay up nice and tall. And then we're just going to lift the foot off and lower. Lift and lower. Now if you want to make this one a little bit more difficult for yourself, you can always put one of those little resistance bands around the ankles so that when you lift, you're lifting against resistance. But just make sure that you're not rocking forwards and backwards before you attempt that. 4 more then. So 4, 3, 2, last one. Drop it back down. And I want you to just come over onto the back now for me then. So lying flat on the floor, but placing the soles of the feet on the mat for me, about hip width apart. Just shuffle around till the shoulders are nice and comfortable. Palms face up to the ceiling for me. And from here, slowly, you're going to lift the hips up as you peel that spine off the floor. So inhaling to lift it up bit by bit, pressing down through the feet. So we're rolling up into that bridge. Slowly and controlled. Ribs stay down. Shoulders are on the mat, chin is off the chest and gaze is up. Just make sure that the knees, hips, ankles and feet are all pointing in the same direction. When you get to the top of this move, just really squeeze the glutes up. And then slowly and controlled, we're going to roll it back down onto the mat. So planting that spine down, slowly, slowly, all the way down to the floor. We've got 2 more of these then. So inhale, slowly peel it up. Really control the move, press down through the feet. Squeezing right to the top of that move. Then once we're at the top of the bridge, just give a squeeze through the glutes. And exhale to release it back down. Just make sure the palms face up so you're not tempted to press down through the hands. One more then. Inhale, roll it up for me. So peeling that spine up. Slowly and controlled. So move and hold in here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly and controlled roll it all the way back down, letting that spine drop onto the mat bit by bit. And then once you're on the mat, just move the feet closer together so the inside edges of the feet touch, and then you're going to drop the knees open and bring the soles of the feet together. Now again, if this feels a little bit uncomfortable or the knees won't go down too far, again, you can always use a block or a pillow just to prop them up, just to give you a little bit more support. Otherwise, hands can stay by the sides, or if you want to, link the fingers together, turn the palms away and stretch them above the head. So we're giving a stretch through the sides. Just pressing those feet together, reaching up with the hands, or leaving them by the side, it doesn't matter. Some days you may feel a little bit more flexible than others. Each day is different, so don't worry. 2 more breaths here. And remember, just because we're not here on Thursday doesn't mean that you can't just click onto one of these videos again. So you can either go onto the Facebook page or you can check out YouTube. Give it another go. Stay flexible for us till February. And as you exhale then, slide those feet out across the floor. Bring the hands down by the sides, palms facing up. So just make yourself nice and comfortable on that mat. Feet are about hip width apart, palms face to the ceiling. And just close the eyes for me. Just coming into Shavasana, into everybody's favourite posture. Breathing in through the nose. Big breath out through the mouth. Just let the body become heavy as you concentrate on the breath. Releasing any tension. Relaxing through the face by softening off the jaw. Feet fall open. Belly rises on the inhale and falls on the exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Just concentrating only on the breath. And being present only in this moment. As you breathe in and breathe out. So starting to bring your awareness back to your feet then by moving your toes. Staying with the eyes closed and the breath long and deep. Bringing the awareness back up through the legs. Towards the belly as it rises and falls. Up through the chest. Across the shoulders. Through the arms, through the hands, and all the way to the fingertips, which you can move. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And when you're ready, open up the eyes and slowly bring yourself to seated. And once you're up, swinging the feet around to the front there, where you can either leave them out in front of you, or you can draw those heels in nice and close to the bum. Sitting up nice and tall on the sitting bones then, placing the hands by the sides for me, and reaching over with that left hand as you slightly bend that right elbow, just to allow that left knee to stay down. Inhale, left hand comes down, left elbow bends as the right one stretches up. And then from here, both hands come to just above the knees for me. And you're just going to lead with the chest, so just lean forward, hinging from the hip. And then you're slowly going to circle it back around, scooping the belly as you go. Don't worry if you can't go too far. And once more. And then we're going to circle in the opposite direction. So leading with the chest. Taking it forward and exhaling it back. One more then. Circle round and bring it back into center for me before just giving a little fold forward. You can bring the fingers to the floor, the palms, the forearms, the forehead. Just to create a bend in that lower back. And if it feels comfortable, just take the head side to side. Slowly and controlled. And if you want, you can give it just a nod up and down, not too far. And bringing the head back to still if it is moving for me. And then from here, use the hands to bring yourself back up to seated. Uncross the feet and come to standing head last for me then. Or you can stay on the floor if you want. But once you're up, take those feet then about hip width apart, softening off the knees. Take a deep breath in through the nose, really reach it up. And exhale, press it down. So inhale, reach. And exhale, press. We've got 3 more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, press. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one then. Inhale to bring the palms together. Bring them down to the heart. Namaste. Thank you all for joining us in January. It's been a pleasure to see you. And we'll see you all again 1st February, Tuesday at 6 o'clock and Wednesday at 12:30. Check the web page though, just to make sure that I am right. And we'll see you then. Till then, stay flexible.